Welcome to Help Me Help Mama Live. I'm Cindy Orlachek Jones. Today I have the pleasure of being joined by CT Thomas. CT is a reverse mortgage specialist. And if you remember, we did a survey and one of the big questions was, how do I help pay for this care? I'm now Mama's caregiver. I quit my job and we're basically living on her Social Security. So how do I get help to pay for this? We had talked about Medicaid and VA benefits, and many of you don't qualify for that. But there may be a resource that you can access to have some money to help you get through this caregiving journey. And that's why I asked CT to join us. CT's got 12 years of experience in this. And CT, tell us a story about caregiver, staying home with mom, and how you were able to help them to be able to get by.
Well, Cindy, first off, thank you so much for allowing me to be here and just share this program. Several stories come to mind. One of them most especially about, I'd say, 7 or 8 years ago, I was approached by a daughter that the mom was entering the early stages of dementia. Starting to be a little bit of a struggle, and so the daughter, was faced with a couple different options here, and one of them was, okay, am I going to quit work and take care of mom, or do I want to pay somebody? There was a lot of different things she was looking at. So the reverse came up in the conversation, and I was contacted, and we were able to show her how to use the reverse as a revenue source to help offset the cost of having somebody come in and help take care of mom and different things. Now, the mom did have a mortgage on her house. We were able to eliminate that mortgage and that payment, so that payment went back into the budget. But it also allowed, it gave, not only did it pay the mortgage off, but it gave us quite a bit of money extra to, again, help offset the cost of somebody coming in to stay. So it worked out really good for that couple. There again, it's just a great resource to tap into when expenses occur.
Okay, so what we're talking about is a reverse mortgage. Some of you may have heard that, some of you may have not. We've talked a little bit about how it can help. Now let's explain what it is.
Okay, so the reverse mortgages, they've been around a long time. They've just in the past few years, in the last 10 years, they really become popular because of what they can do. But the reverse it's a way to tap into the equity you have in your home. Let me start it this way. A regular mortgage is one that you're making payments to. You're getting your house paid off. You're building this equity up in your house. The reverse is, as it says, it's reverse. So now you've got all this equity built up in your house, and this is a way to tap into it and pull that equity back out and use it virtually any way you want to use it. So again, the reverse allows you to take the equity that you've accumulated in your house. Now, you don't actually get all of it, but we base that on the age, the appraised value. That determines how much you get, interest rates and different things. So that's how we determine what money you get out of your house.
The amount that you can get to help support yourself and your loved one so that you can keep them at home.
Right.
Great.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Tell us, someone else maybe that you've helped, so we can get a good feel for the type of people that you can help with this tool.
Well, there's so many different ways and ways to use this, but as we're sitting here talking about, help me help mom, this is a great source of income. Another story is a lady that her husband was diagnosed with terminal disease, and she was faced with having to quit work to take care of him. She had a daughter that was also involved in the healthcare part of it. So she contacted me, and we went and evaluated them. And what we're able to do for them is, and their home was paid for, by the way, so that allowed them to recoup more money. We were able to give them probably about 60% of their loan value or their equity they had in the house, and so the lady actually didn't have to quit work, but she was able to hire somebody to come in and take care of her husband on a regular basis without having to actually get into her budget. So another great success story. I will have to say this. Not long after we did the reverse, the lady's husband passed away, and she and I became very close, and we still talk on a regular basis, and she still reminds me of how well this program helped her with expenses. So it's kind of very,
It's good.
It kind of make you swell up a little bit.
Being able to help.
Exactly.
Okay, what if there's still a little bit of mortgage on a house? Could they still qualify?
Well, believe it or not, we talked about this earlier. You'll be surprised at how many homeowners that are in their 60s and even 70s, for that matter, still has a mortgage payment. So the reverse can come in and actually pay your mortgage off, if which there's things we have to do to determine how much you're eligible for, but actually it can come in and pay that mortgage off, so therefore you've eliminated a house payment, and you take that house payment, put it back in your budget, and that just going to give you a little bit better quality of life when you're not making that payment. So yes, it will do that.
About how long does this process take?
Well, typically the process takes 30 to 35 days is what I typically say. That's barring any unforeseen situations. If it's if there's no hiccups in it, that we can do it in that time. But I do want to insert this as we're talking. You talk about the time it takes to do this. Once the counseling is complete. Now, counseling is where the homeowner actually has to talk with a neutral HECM or HUD counselor in regards to the reverse. And they do this for a couple of reasons. It's a requirement by the government to do it for a couple of reasons. Number one is they want to make sure the homeowner understands exactly what they're getting into. The counseling is such an important component of this. So they visit with the counselor. The counselor is okay with them understanding what they're getting into, and they also will make sure that whoever they're working with is not misleading them in any way. Okay, so once the counseling is complete, then we can move into the next step, which is the application process. There has to be an appraisal on the house. So a long way around, answer your question, it takes typically from 30 to 35 days, and we can have it closed.
Okay. If you have any questions about this is your opportunity. Go below and type in your questions, and we will get some answers to that. We're going to bring CT back because there is so much to learn about this. If it is a tool that you think you will be able to use in the future, great. Can you give them a phone number where they can contact you if?
Absolutely. My contact number is 870-307-4942. I'm located here in Arkansas. Be glad to answer any questions that you guys may have. I appreciate Doug and Cindy here. They've allowed me to work with them for a number of years. But guys, this is a great program. It's a great way to supplement your income, help pay for health care, or just so many ways you can use this. But it is a lot to understand, and I would be more than happy to visit and just explain all the ifs, ands, and buts about it.
We're going to bring you back, and in fact we'll break this down and probably have a course on it, because it is the right tool for some people.
It is, and it's not for everybody. I'll be the first to tell you that. But for somebody that's looking to supplement their income or help offset some costs, and absolutely, it's worth at least talking about.
Absolutely. So thank you for being a caregiver for your loved one. You're making a huge difference in their life, and you're making a big difference in the world. Thank you for joining us today.